I do want to talk about the Women's Rumble, though, because it was my favorite thing.
It was
And
my favorite thing too. I had
it was
so
so
much
good.
fun. I'm so glad it kicked it off because it just got everyone in the right spirit for things. I loved Melina coming out as number 2. Like, loved that. It was just like, that
She
is
looked so
exciting.
pleased to be there, didn't she?
Didn't
She looked like
she?
she was tearing up when she got in there. It was cool.
Totally. I was so, like, I mean, what a fun reaction that she got as well. That was exciting. I loved that. I mean, everything. Like, all the kind of other ones that you kind of knew, like I think it was no any kind of like, person that properly follows wrestling kind of had the same suspicion that Ronda was going to be there. So when that happened, that was super exciting. Like, it was just, and I actually, where was I at that point? I think I'd gone to go and get food or top up of drink or something, and everyone was like, Jen! And I was like, what? They were like, that get in here, you're missing it. And I was like, oh my god, Ronda's here. Like, it was just so freaking exciting. I loved the kind of, we did have our Total Divas moments in there. I loved seeing the Bellas. The Bellas actually looked great. Like,
they did look great. It's starting to bum me out when they come back and like they're just starting to feel a little bit like DX returns felt to me like 5 years ago, which is a bummer because I love the Bellas, right? And like,
I get you.
I always hated DX, so it was easy to be like, DX, but like, I love the Bellas.
It's there for the fun. It's there for the fun, right?
And like,
and
it's
that's
just like them eliminating like Liv Morgan and stuff and like being heels. At least the Bellas know that they're heels in the situation. Like, they, like they're trying to get heat on them so that when they get eliminated.
Nikki.
Yeah, that was their story.
Nikki.
It's just like,
and I love that.
How privileged are they though when like the Bellas could just be like, can we continue our Royal Rumble story from last year? Like,
oh, totally.
You know what I mean? It's like the Bellas just get the red carpet rolled out for them. It's very interesting to me to like watch them on YouTube and listen to them. And again, I am a Bella fan, but it's just like you live in a different world to everybody else. Like,
totally.
You know,
it's so true. Like, it's so true. And I get where you come from that, but that's the thing is that I loved so much, I think, about the Women's Royal Rumble was there were so many of these minute stories that people could like draw on and like remember and all this kind of stuff. And I loved seeing the Bells. I loved seeing them working together. I loved, like, I really did enjoy seeing them back. Like,
well,
and that
when
wasn't
Brie
just
eliminated
because
Nikki and then like Ronda chucked
Yay!
Brie out and everything, it was kind of like, yes! Like, it was exciting.
Fun.
It was really well done. It's just like, I want to continue loving the Bellas, so if they like keep coming back and eliminating current people, then I'm like, that just goes against everything in my brain that I've like railed against for so long, but I'm like, but I like them though.
But this is like, I feel as if that fuel though can be something that's so good for Liv Morgan, where she's just like, I can't believe like a pure part-timers came and done this, like, because then this is the thing is like, it adds more fuel to their kind of backstory of like, I need to prove myself,
of her being kind of the underdog and stuff.
Well, this is it exactly, and like I think there's more to that than anything else, because
if they run with that, I'm happy to go with it, because like because Liv Morgan is so like kind of on the cusp, but hasn't been able to win. Like, I would have preferred it be somebody else that got.
I feel as if this is like a long-term thing. Like, I feel as if this is the kind of thing where that's the kind of thing when she gets into a storyline with somebody, they're like, mate, you're getting like this, that, and the other thing happened to you, and then she's just going to crack one day, and it's going to be this, that, and the other thing. I think it's a longevity thing, right? But I mean, see, like Molly Holly and Nikki ASH.
That was like, very cool.
I love that. Loved it.
That was perfect. And her just like chucking her and like beating her up, and so it feels like a passing of the superhero torch, right? It's the most interesting thing Nikki's done as Nikki ASH so far.
And that's the thing is, like, everyone was so invested in it, like so invested in it, and especially going up against this solidified for me this like heel gimmick, because I think it has been a kind of like we've discussed this so much, like where it's like Nikki, obviously she's kept the same gear, she's actually kept the same character technically. It's just been a switch in
she still believes that
persuasion.
She's a babyface. She just, like,
it's been a switch in the crowd's persuasion of her. So through actions that she's done, but she's maintained like, I did this because you don't understand it.
Right.
But like, then to put her up against Molly freaking Holly, like the ultimate superhero babyface, and that was the thing that solidified it. It was just like, this is great. I love that storytelling. And I actually think it's going to be the thing that changes her. And hopefully, I mean, I know on Raw she was still wearing the same gear and stuff like that, but I do hope that would, I hope that would have been the fuel to the fire, where she was just like, right, I'm wearing the black. And because obviously Molly wears like black and purple.
Black and pink.
Is it pink?
Yep.
But yeah, so like, you know, I mean, I kind of hope that would be like her thing going forward. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we do see more of a character shift. But in the Women's Rumble, we also got to see Ivory as Right to Censor Ivory coming back.
How good was that?
I died a death of happiness.
I mean, I actually love the fact that she was out straight away, because it was so perfect, so fab. Like Right to Censor are one of my favorite factions ever. Like legit think it's just such a funny faction to have. Do you know, so I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Oh, Ben, thanks for being here. We have not actually gushed about Sasha yet, so we will.
Oh, not yet. But like when Right to Censor, like one of the wrestling like pay-per-view viewing parties that I host, there was one night, and what was it? Was it 2020 Rumble? It might have actually been. 2020 Rumble was there, and there was this like table when we first got in. So we got there at like 7:00, right, to set up and get everything ready. And there was this table of folk in like suits and stuff like that, all sitting down. And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm going to put out some flyers and stuff. And I was like, don't worry. And I was like, there'll be things going on. And they're all kind of looking at me a bit like, why is she not getting this? And then the night went on, and I was like going around doing the quiz, and I was like, oh guys, have you got like wristbands? Are you doing the quiz? And they were like, yeah, we're doing the quiz. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, they must have all just finished work and came straight from work. And I was like, fair enough. And then I was like, it's a Sunday. And I was thinking about it. Then there was the costume competition, and they all stood up and they were Right to Censor.
That's
and
amazing.
I had no freaking idea. And I was like that. Oh my God. And I was like, you guys are the best ones. Like, they are just, it was so good. So good. And I was like, do you know what? For any wrestling competition, Right to Censor, that's the one.
Yeah, I love Right to Censor. Absolutely. And like,